Hey everybody, it's Jesse, and today I want to discuss something that's kind of important in the yo-yoing world, or something that's kind of relevant. And that biggest thing is for me is are metal yo-yos and plastic yo-yos? Is there really such a big divide between them anymore? It used to be metal yo-yos were like the highest, the highest peaks of performance, and the plastic yo-yos were more of a beginner thing. But I feel like in recent years that's really changed quite a bit. Now, granted, most metal yo-yos, the really high-end yo-yos are metal yo-yos more often than not. Whether they be bimetal or monometal doesn't really make a difference. And they're still metals. And most of the lower end, the cheaper yo-yos are plastic. But I kind of feel like the divide between plastic and metal yo-yos performance-wise has changed a lot. So here I have with me a few examples of some of the more popular yo-yos that are part of my collection. Obviously, the Shudder is, if I'm not mistaken, one of Yo-Yo Factory's most popular yo-yos, if not their most popular yo-yo. But I know it's definitely up there. This is a $45 metal yo-yo. Let's see. Yo-Yo Factory North Star. Now, for a while after this came out, this was an incredibly popular yo-yo, along with the Protostar. Again, that's that was $35. Let me think. The Skyva has been getting a lot of rave reviews lately for its really high-end performance for a really low-end price. It's only about $20. Same thing with the Replay. Replay Pro has been getting a lot of praise lately for performing so well at such a low price. I think Gentry won the 2016 National Yo-Yo Contest with the Replay Pro, which is a $16 yo-yo. That's pretty phenomenal. Let me think. The Yeti 2.0, or the Yeti, the original Yeti, praised for being a really high-performing yo-yo for the price it was, and being plastic. It was also made out of a kind of unique plastic compared to all these other ones. And that one was only about $40. Let me think. The Dark Magic 2. Yo-Yo Expert has used this to make every tutorial on their site with regards to 1A. This is a hybrid yo-yo. This was like Yo-Yo Jam's thing. They did a lot of yo-yos that were plastic interior with metal weight rims, which is really unique. There's not a lot of companies. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen any other company do that. And this one maybe isn't quite as well regarded, but it is my personal favorite. The Bonfire is a phenomenal yo-yo. And so these yo-yos, they span a huge range of prices. We're talking from $16 to $150. And so most of the lower end on that price scale were plastic yo-yos. You've got the Dark Magic 2 was $45. The Skyva is $20. The Replay Pro is $16. But I think some of those yo-yos actually outperform some of the more expensive yo-yos, the metal yo-yos. For instance, I would take this Skyva, and I prefer it over, let's say, my $32 Shinwoo Dolphin, which, as you know, is probably my least favorite yo-yo ever. And yeah, that's an undersized throw, but I don't really think that makes a huge difference. The Replay Pro, most people would compare this to a higher end metal yo-yo, not a higher end, but like let's say a budget metal yo-yo, $40, $45. It plays phenomenally. I mean, it's the only yo-yo, I think, aside from the Shudder and the North Star, it is the only yo-yo that I mentioned that has a world championship under its belt. The Shudder, of course, being Gentry's signature that he's used for... Sorry, no, the Replay Pro does not have a world championship. It does have a national championship, so I will take that back. But the Shudder and the North Star, as far as I know, the only ones that have national and world titles under their belt. With Jensen Kimmett winning the 2012 World Championship, with the North Star and Gentry Stein winning the 2014 World Championship with the Shudder. But the Replay Pro is compared by a lot of people with the higher end metal yo-yos, or not higher end, but like the mid price, or let's say $40 to $60 range metal yo-yos. Personally, I disagree with that, but it does play way above its price range, I think. The Dark Magic 2, I know for me personally, and for many other yo-yoers, Yo-Yo Expert was sort of the foundation of their yo-yoing. And for good reason. They're pretty knowledgeable, and it also provides a lot of services all in one spot. Now, lately, I've noticed Yo-Trix is becoming more prevalent, but for years, Yo-Yo Expert was the main site, and the yo-yo they used more often than not was the Dark Magic or the Dark Magic 2. And for good reason. It's light yo-yo with a really solid weight distribution that gives it a long spin time. And I think the biggest thing I'm trying to get at here is, yeah, more often than not, our world yo-yo champions are going to use metal yo-yos. In fact, aside from Jensen Kimmett, I can't really think of anybody who's ever won a world yo-yo championship using a plastic yo-yo. I'm sure there are people out there, but I just can't think of them right off the top of my head. But that doesn't really mean that these plastic yo-yos aren't a lower grade or a lower quality. I think some of the biggest things that go into the differences between the divide between metal yo-yos and plastic yo-yos is metal yo-yos tend to have a longer spin time because they're a little heavier and you can distribute the weight more without worrying about the structural integrity of the yo-yo. They have usually a better finish. So like if I'm using my my bonfire and it happens to brush my finger in a combo, it's not going to slow down anywhere near as much as, say, my Skyva would. With this really smooth finish as opposed to this sort of this is like almost like a sticky finish compared to this, which is more of like it's meant to grind across your finger. And that's not really the kind of thing you can reproduce on a plastic. There are exceptions to that, of course. The finger cup for the Skyva is perfect for finger spins. Another thing, and this one isn't really so much of a performance issue as it is like a cosmetics thing, the kind of colors you can get or the colorways you can create on a metal yo-yo, you can't really reproduce in a plastic yo-yo. So you get like this is the Yo-Yo Expert Edition Replay Pro, and it's got this really nice swirl pattern. But you got like my shutter here, which has like the bronze and aqua and the blue and green, and then you got this bonfire, which is just so many different shades of green and yellow, and it's really interesting to see the disparity between these two kinds of yo-yos and the people who use them, when I believe in all reality the differences are kind of minimal at this point. We've gotten to a point in yo-yo production where we can create these lower end yo-yos on the price scale with higher end performance, and we can create metal yo-yos which have out of this world performance. Like you guys know, the Bonfire is my favorite yo-yo. It plays phenomenally. And, you get $300 metal yo-yos that are ridiculously good. But I kind of feel like that's not something you really need. You can win a competition with a $40 yo-yo, and you can win a competition with a $40 plastic yo-yo or a $20 plastic yo-yo. It doesn't have to be metal anymore. We've got kind of learned how to distribute the weight on a yo-yo and how to keep its integrity intact and how to shape a yo-yo in such a manner that it is geared towards competition play, regardless of what material it's made out of, regardless of what plastic, what type of metal. You can really have a yo-yo, no matter what it's made out of or what it's shaped, that will perform in the way you need it to for yo-yoing. And that's kind of why I think the divide between plastic yo-yoers and metal yo-yoers should really shrink a little, because there isn't as big a divide as there used to be. Now, there definitely is a difference in performance between a plastic and a metal yo-yo. I'm not saying there isn't. I'm just saying the gap between them is nowhere near as substantial as it used to be performance-wise. 10 years ago, or I guess let's say 6 years ago, not 10, because 10 years ago metal yo-yos weren't quite so common. 10 years ago, or 6 years ago, whatever I said, a metal yo-yo was leaps beyond a plastic yo-yo. Now, there were exceptions to this. Jensen Kimmett won the World Yo-Yo Championship with a North Star in 2010, but metal yo-yos were really the rage there. Hiroyuki Suzuki, who I think is a 4-time World Yo-Yo Champion, I think, he destroyed the scene using Phenom, a Yo-Yo Factory Phenom, and an Anglum at some point, I think. No, the Anglum's plastic. yeah, he used the Yo-Yo Jack 3 Phenom, which is a bimetal, one of the first bimetals, really. And for the most part, players have used metal yo-yos to win competitions, and that's not really a thing that we need to worry about anymore, because the plastic yo-yos are as good, and maybe not as good, but at the prices they are, they definitely perform as well. So really, that's the discussion I wanted to have today, and that'll be it for me. So Tuesday review coming soon. Don't forget to leave any comments if you have any criticisms or concerns or ideas for things we can discuss in the future. And that'll be it for me today. So this is Jesse, signing off.